NHL regular season recap, night 62, whole bunch of games tonight, first of which was the Coyotes taking on the Penguins, and Connor Ingram was back in form in this one. He stops 40 of 43, however, it is in the losing effort. Excuse my dog going bananas in the kitchen here. Tristan Jarry with the win in this one, Penguins winning by a score of 4-2. He gives up 2 on 21, Ingram giving up 3 on 43. The Penguins do add an empty netter at the end from Jake Gensel. In the first periods where the majority of the goals come, Gensel, Krause, Michelli, and Carter. And then in the third, both Gensel and Carter get one more, making it a 4-2 final. Pretty solid effort from the Pens, who needed one in a pretty big way tonight. The Hurricanes taking on the Ottawa Senators, and after a handful of solid efforts, the Senators, and more importantly, their goaltending fall back to their usual ways. Jonas Korpisalo, not great in this one, stopping just 24 of 28, while Kochetkov stops 31 of 32, his first very good game in a bit here. Josh Norris actually opened the scoring in the first, but Martin H. just tied it with just a minute and some change to play. In the second, Aho, Jarvis, and a second from Aho makes it 4-1 in favor of the Canes, and that is where the score would stick. It's a 4-1 final in favor of the Hurricanes. Another tough loss for the Sens, but a big one for the Canes, who have fallen all the way down to 6th in the Metro. The Maple Leafs taking on the New York Rangers, and this one was a whirlwind for me personally because I could not stay awake, and this was the game I threw on after work. So, Maple Leafs go up 4-1 in the first. Matthews, Timmins, Yarncrook, and Marner, Blake Wheeler with the only Rangers goal. I fall asleep for the second period. Wake up at the beginning of the third. It's 4-3. I'm like, okay, what happened? Mika Zibanejad, Blake Wheeler, again, 4-3. Leafs, maybe they're blowing the lead, maybe they're not. I fall asleep again in the third. Wake up with about a minute to play. 7-3. What? Like, what? Shesterkin, are you not supposed to be one of the best goalies in the world? This was not his night. He gives up 6 on 29 shots. David Kampf with the empty netter because, of course. Martin Jones with the win, stopping 28-31. Weird game. Leafs win 7-3. The Red Wings taking on the St. Louis Blues, and this one ended up being a barn burner. 3 goals in the first. Brandon Saad, Jake Wallman, Jonathan Berggren with his second in back-to-back games. In the second period, the Blues go up 3-2. Kevin Hayes with 2. Mo Seider ties it at 3. And then Marco Scandella makes it a 4-3 game for the Blues heading into the third, where the Red Wings end Craig Berube's season as a coach, most likely. Lucas Raymond, Robbie Fabry, and Michael Rasmussen with the empty netter. It's a 6-4 final for the Red Wings, and pretty much immediately after this game, Doug Armstrong says, "Enough is enough. Adios, amigo. Craig Berube, you have been eliminated." Wild scene from the Blues. Neither goalie very good in this one. Ville Husso giving up 4 on 37. Binnington much worse, though, giving up 5 on 31. Not a great game for the goalies. Nonetheless, a 6-4 win for the Wings. The Blackhawks taking on the Edmonton Oilers in the Battle of the Connors, and Connor Bedard with a disgusting shot to start this one off. He makes it a 1-0 game for the Blackhawks. I'll link it right here. This release is unreal. From there, though, it's all Edmonton. No surprise there. They're on fire right now and just on paper the much better team. Nugent Hopkins and Sam Gagner make it a 2-1 game at the end of the first. In the second, Leon Draisaitl adds a third to make it 3-1. And in the third, very early on, Zach Hyman on the power play makes it 4-1, and that is where we would stay. Not a very high shooting game, just 29-23 in favor of Edmonton. Peter Mrazek, a bit of a rough night, giving up 4 on 29. Stu Skinner giving up just the 1 on 23 shots, so another good game from him. Another big win for the Oilers. They move to 12-12-1, good for 4th in the Pacific. The Golden Knights taking on the Calgary Flames, and this one was a bit more of a barn burner. 70 total shots between the two teams. Logan Thompson faces 31. Dustin Wolf faces 39. Both of them get a bit exposed. Thompson giving up 4 on his 31. Wolf giving up 5 on his 39. In the first, it's Uyghur and Stevenson. We lock horns at 1. In the second, Kadri, Barbashev, and Sharangovich make it a 3-2 game for the Flames headed to the third, where Vegas kind of takes over. They get outshot 9-12, but much higher shooting percentage here. Stone and Carlson take the lead. Sharangovich ties it with a minute to play on the dot. And in overtime, Mark Stone, with the first Golden Knight break of the period, rips it past Dustin Wolf, high glove side, for the win. A 5-4 overtime final for the Golden Knights, and what was a very, very entertaining game. The Kraken taking on the Florida Panthers, and we bounce from very entertaining to not very entertaining at all with this one. The Kraken do win this one by a score of 4-0, but not a lot of scoring chances either way. Joey Decord with a 24-save shutout. Bobrovsky with not the worst but not the best game. He gives up 3 on 22 shots. The goal scorers, Yamamoto in the second, and then Belmar, Wenberg, and Tolvanen in the third. A big 4-0 win for the Kraken, who need a lot more of this if they want to climb back into the playoffs. They currently sit in 6th in the Pacific at a 9-14-7 record, but nonetheless, you got to take the wins you get, and they win this one by a final of 4-0. The Predators taking on the Philadelphia Flyers, and this Flyers team, once again, very, very pesky. Neither of these teams, on paper seem like they should be good, but 3rd in the Metro and 4th in the Central, respectively, so what do I know? Nonetheless, in the first, Gustav Nyquist makes it a 1-0 lead for Nashville. In the second, Michael McCarron makes it 2-0 before Sean Couturier cuts the lead in half with just 25 seconds to play in the second. In the third, a few minutes in, Travis Sanheim ties it. No further goals there. We head to overtime where Philip Forsberg, just 18 seconds in, is the hero. I think it's safe to say UC Saros is back. He's been unbelievable his last handful of games. This game stopping 37-39, the much busier of the two goalies. Sam Ersson giving up 3 on 22 shots. Another kind of night to forget for him. Not the worst, not the best. You need one more save there, ideally, to kind of extend the game, but it is what it is. You get the point. A big 3-2 win for the Preds, who, again, have been playing very, very well lately. The Lightning taking on the Vancouver Canucks, and speaking of goalies that didn't have terrible nights, but also didn't have good nights, hello, Andrei Vasilevsky. He gives up 3 on 21 against Vancouver here. Demko giving up just 1 on 29. This is a Brock Besser hat trick, leading him up to 21 goals on the season, tying him for the league lead. Braden Point actually opened the scoring early on in this one. Andrei Kuzmenko ties it amongst all of the trade rumors. And then from there, it's Brock Besser, and more Brock Besser. The Canucks win this one again by a final of 4-1. Brock Besser hat trick. Quinn Hughes with a trio of assists. I was about to say pair. It's a trio of assists. Big game from Thatcher Demko. That's kind of it for this one. 4-1 Canucks. Final game of the night, the Sharks taking on the Winnipeg Jets. And this one was a surprisingly close one. Both goalies fantastic. Mackenzie Blackwood with a .973 save percentage. Laurent Brossoit with a .938. Justin Bailey, who is apparently not an NPC, with his first of the year, making it 1-0 Sharks. Brendan Dillon with his 5th ties it with a couple minutes to play in the first. No goals until the third, where William Eklund on the power play off of a kind of iffy penalty call, but it is what it is. Makes it a 2-1 game, and that is how the score would stick. Mackenzie Blackwood obviously fantastic in this one, giving up just the 1 goal on 37 shots. Good enough for the win. And is it fair to say the Sharks are kind of hot lately? I don't know, man. They're kind of rolling. Nonetheless, 2-1 win for the Sharks. That's it for NHL regular season recap at night 62. We will see you guys tomorrow for night 63, where I will hopefully not sleep through more games.